What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody in the building. If you are here and you can hear me clearly, please put a number 1 in the chat. Please put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, family. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, family. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you can hear me clearly, please put a number 1 in the chat. Before we get into today's show, let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who can hear me. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share the show. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share today's show. Hit the like button and share the show before we get into it. Shout out to all the visionaries in the building. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all, of course. Salute to y'all. So make sure y'all hit the like button and share the show. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share today's show because we're going to get into it. We are going to get into it. Shout out to everybody. Okay. I see some more people can hear me. That's awesome. Welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Of course, I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and share the show. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and share today's show. Share it on your community tabs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere that you share content. Make sure you share today's show because we're going to get into it today. We are going to get into it. Of course, we got another great show lined up for you guys. So shout out to all the visionaries in the chat. I'm going to get to the chat room in a minute and give some shout outs. But first, we got to shout out our sponsor, Alpha Juice Co. Shout out to Alpha Juice Co. If y'all would like to try this is the Blue Meanie that I will be drinking on today's show. If y'all would like to try that, click the link down in the description box or click the link in the pinned comment section and use my promo code DS1Ross at your checkout. Use that promo code DS1Ross at your checkout to get a discount off on your purchase. So let's see who's in the building, and I'm going to give some shout outs, and then we're going to get into today's show. Let's see who's in the building. Shout out to Miss Angie. Salute to you, Miss Angie, always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to Miss Angie B in the building. Shout out to my man Vanden Van. Salute. Salute to Bob. What's good, Bob? Shout out to Miss Queen. What's going on, Mrs. Queen? What's going on? Bob says, unfortunately, most relationships nowadays are based on transactions. Not saying that there isn't any genuine relationships out there, but being realistic on our current social climate. Shout out to you, Bob. I appreciate you. Let's Hope. What's up, Let's Hope? What's going on, ES? Shout out to ES in the building. Let me put the tip in. Salute. Shout out to Daryl Richardson on the check-in. Shout out to Taylor on the check-in. Hey, Taylor. What's going on, Taylor? Fierce Soul. Shout out to Fierce Soul. What's good, bro? What's good, Torian? Salute. What's going on? GA. What's good, GA? Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Shout out to everybody in the clouds. Y'all hit the like button and share the show. Y'all hit the like button and share today's show. Y'all see the title of today's show. We're going to get into it today. We are going to get into it because I don't know what it is about a lot of people today. And I guess I would have to say a lot of it has to do with social media. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton, on the check-in. Salute, my brother. But it seems like if something pops up on our timeline or pops up as a reel or for some strange reason, this person has some type of social media credibility. And for the past few years now, I'm not going to say a few, I'm going to say more than a few, but I've noticed how people just believe what's being said. Hey, Miss Raven, shout out to you, love. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I be wondering sometimes, like, it's cool to be in agreement with something. It's cool to be in alignment with certain things. But I think nowadays a lot of people let the internet and what other people say dictate their reality. I'm really starting to see this. Hubert, what's good, Hubert? Mike C, salute. You know, I'm really starting to see this because just being a content creator, I've noticed how people take what anybody's saying and they apply it to their life as if that was their life or as if that is their life. And one of these popular, statements that's been circulating all through social media. What's up, KR? Right? Is all relationships are transactional. Now, y'all sound off in the chat room and y'all let me know. Did I just hear that? Or is that something that has been popularized on the internet? That relationships in general, all relationships are transactional. This has been a popular statement made. All relationships are transactional. And this is why I'm talking about what I'm talking about on today's show. Because my question is this: if you believe all relationships are transactional, right? And you're married, are marriages transactional? Have you been in a transaction marriage? And how does that make you feel, brother? What's going on up here with you being in a 30-year transaction marriage? What's going on up in here with you being in a transaction marriage for the last 10 years of your life? Because y'all said that all relationships are transaction. So if that's the case, then why did we find Lamar Odom, who was married to this demon that's in the photo? Why did we find Lamar Odom in a brothel smoking crack? Huh? If relationships are transactional, marriages are transactional, why do we see these men get destroyed when they marry women like the Kardashians? Huh? Why do we see things like black men taking their sons to become girls when they get in these transaction marriages? Huh? Because didn't that happen to Dwayne Wade? He got with Gabrielle Union and turned his son to a girl. Lamar Odom got with Chloe and ended up in a brothel smoking crack. Look what she did to Tristan Thompson's career. He doesn't even exist anymore. Who's Tristan Thompson? Who's Tristan Thompson? Who's that? At one point, we knew who Tristan Thompson was. He got with Chloe. Who is he now? But We got men who popularize statements like relationships are transactions. You see why we got to be careful what we say, brothers. Especially the men with influence. This is why I get on y'all charlatans and you niggas that get up here and lie. Because you're misleading with your influence, which is wicked. That's wickedness. If you're in a position of leadership due to your influence, you are not supposed to abuse that by then telling the people who are following you and the people who are influenced by you to do the wrong things, to lie to them so then they can then destroy their lives. This is why I get on y'all ass. You see? Because you got black men getting drugged through the mud because they believe this shit. They believe it. It's just the way it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. Do you know what a transaction marriage denotes? A transaction relationship denotes that there's no connection. Do y'all remember this show? Do y'all remember the show that I did? Connection or convenience? See, if you missed that show, make sure you go and check it out. What is your relationship predicated upon? Is it built on convenience or a connection? Is your marriage, did you get married? Did y'all decide to marry one another out of a genuine connection that was built over time? Or was it out of convenience? See, because convenience and transaction, right, goes hand in hand. Sound off in the chat room. Convenience and transaction goes hand in hand because why? You have something called ATM machines. Yeah, where you go when you make transactions. And ATM machines were created for what purpose? Convenience. So you don't have to go in the bank. You can go to the ATM machine. So you don't have to go to a teller. It was built out of convenience. So what is your relationship built on? What is your marriage? Is your marriage transaction? Are y'all together because y'all pretending y'all love each other? Y'all just, you just sitting around waiting for him to kick the goddamn bucket? You got to start being honest with ourselves, black folks. This is what we got to do. We got to start being honest with ourselves. Because guess what? Transactional relationships are not marriages. Because a marriage, a true marriage, is built on a connection, a bond, a connection. It's not about just what we can do for one another. See, that's transaction. Well, I could do this for you and you could do that for me. And no, that's transaction. See, if that's why you getting with a person, you're looking at the relationship wrong. And this is how shit goes awry. Because people change, people grow and develop. Stop getting with people out of convenience. Stop getting with people because you want to take something from them. A transaction. This is why marriages today are not, really prevalent or really mean anything. Because they started out as transaction relationships. We're together out of convenience. And then that grew into cohabitating. Y'all sound off in the chat room. This is the majority of relationships today. This is what it is. This is what's going on. This is the problem. You only with her because she can do this for you. You're only with him because he can do this for you. It's a transaction. In return for you doing this for me, I'm going to do this for you. It's a transaction. This is why there's no connection. You see? This is why there's no connection. This is why it's easy for the relationship to end. This is why it's easy for people to try not to salvage the relationship, because it's nothing to salvage. It's nothing there. It's nothing meaningful. Outside of the transactions, what do you have? Outside of y'all sharing bills and paying bills together and saving money in accounts, what are you doing in life? This is why marriages are drying up, because it's a transaction. It's a transaction. There's no connection. There's no bond being built. And that is the basis of a marriage. A connection, a bond, not a transaction. You see? This is why marriage is supposed to be forever, because it's not a transaction. In a marriage, it's actually a transition. And this is what people don't understand. It's supposed to be a transition. Y'all are supposed to ascend together. But that's not happening today. Why? Because it's, what have you done for me lately? That's not a marriage. Transaction relationships are not marriages. So if you're married and your marriage is just based on y'all making sure the house is okay and maintaining and all, that's a transaction. You ain't really married. You ain't really married. You ain't really married. There's no bond there. Outside of that, where's the connection there? What you sit down and talk about? Nothing. Can you sit down and laugh about some shit? Rarely. Because there's no connection. It's all about convenience, a transaction. Well, since he pay all the bills, I'm obligated to give him some pussy. A transaction. It's why you're not happy. Because you ain't giving up no pussy because there's a connection. You giving it up because you want to maintain a level of convenience in your life. You don't want shit to get rocky. You don't want to have to get up and do some shit. You want to keep a level of comfort. So you exchange comfort for true happiness and joy. This is what a lot of y'all women do. You know you with that nigga out of convenience. You know you married him to keep that transaction going. Because when y'all met, it was a transaction. You see? And then y'all start cohabitating and fake catching feelings. Now you're married with kids. So now you're in too deep. So now it's like, fuck it. I need to keep this shit where I need it to be. See, it's convenience. Shit, I done been in this shit for 10 years now. I'm not going to fuck it up now. Convenience. Transaction, same thing. ATM machines. Where do you find ATM machines at for the most part? See how it all connects? See how when you pay attention, see how everything connects? Where do you find ATM machines at? Put it in the chat room, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button and share the show. Where do you find the majority of your ATM machines at? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat room. Shout out to all the visionaries, man. Put it in the chat room. Third Ward, salute. Papa Flocka, salute, my brother. Lindy, what's up, Lindy? CB959, salute, cuzzo. You already know. T Church, salute. What's up, MR? The underrated in the building. Salute, big bro. Salute, salute. Shout out to the OG Mace on the check-in. Where do we find a lot of our ATM machines? The ghetto. Nah, let's be more specific, y'all. On the corner. let's be more specific. Church, strip clubs, places where most transactions take place, like grocery stores. Yep. Let's be a little more specific. I'm looking for a specific word because it ties into what I'm talking about. In the streets, chaos says in the streets. Third Ward says banks. There you go. That's what I was looking for, Third Ward. Convenience stores. Convenient stores. Yes, a bodega, a convenience store. Like a 7-Eleven. A convenience store is where you'll find ATMs. Because like Bob said, that's a place where there's a lot of transactions taking place. So this is why transaction relationships aren't marriages. Because a transaction relationship is built out of convenience and not a connection. So it can't be a marriage. But y'all are saying that all forms of relationships are built out of what? Transaction. So y'all saying it's built out of convenience. And this is why men are feeling slighted. And this is why women are feeling slighted. Y'all don't understand this now? This is why the men are feeling like they're not getting a bang for their buck. Because it's a transaction. Pay attention. You see how this stuff creates other toxic shit? These guys feel like they're not getting a bang for their buck. It's a transaction. So now they need to go to other countries where their money is so-called worth more. You see this? Because they're looking to continue this transaction way of life that has destroyed them here in America, but they think they're going to go to another country and it's not going to destroy them there because their money is worth more. You see this? You see the mindset? This is why, and we're talking about mental illness with Black men. But listen to the toxic mindsets that we're adopting from the shit that we're listening to. When you got Black men making statements like relationships are transaction, but then you got a whole group of Black men who are complaining about them not getting their money's worth, which has now created a whole nother epidemic and a whole nother problem. This is why we have to attack the rhetoric. And call out the people who promote this shit. Because it's destroying men. And if it's destroying men, by default, it's destroying families. It's destroying marriages and relationships. Because we believe in this shit. See? Because we believe in it. What's up, Monique? We believe in it. All relationships ain't goddamn transactional. The only relationship is transactional is between a John and a whore. That's transactional. When prostitution is at play, that's when it's transactional. So if they telling you that your relationship with your girlfriend is transaction, then what you should understand that they're telling you is you're nothing but a John and your woman is nothing but a whore. This is what they're telling you. They're telling you that your woman's vagina is always up for sale. And you should be always looking to buy some. That's what that's telling you. When you repeat that, that's what that's telling other young men who listens and who's influenced by it. It's telling them that vagina is a product that only can be purchased. That's what it's telling us. And then that then tells men to not value relationships in marriage. It then tells women to not value relationships in marriage with men. Because look how they view us. Why marry him and respect him? He just look at me like a piece of pussy that he gonna pay for. See where the disrespect come in? See why no matter you pay for everything, but she going like that broke ass nigga? Yeah. Because he's not treating her like a transaction. You see? Pay attention, fellas. See, that's why. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's why she go lay with the nigga you never expect. He not treating her like a transaction. He actually treating her like something. And fellas, what we do is we put ourselves in the position to be looked at as that way. because we believe this stupid rhetoric. Like, oh, I gotta do this, and no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. But you believe the lies. It's good, big facts. You believe the lies. See? Listen to where you get, oh, relationships supposed to be 50-50. That's transaction again. That's transaction. When we all know a relationship is never 50-50. It's going to come a time where one of y'all are always doing more for each other. That's relationships. That's life. It's going to be a point where you're doing more for her than she's doing for you. And then it's going to reverse. It's going to come a time where she doing more shit for you and her than you are. So it's never 50-50. But you believe that and you act upon this, and then you wonder why the marriage don't work, the relationships don't work. It's because what y'all believing in. It's your mentality, what you believing in. Oh, it's 50-50, so it's a transaction. So if I don't do something and you did something, now it's a problem. Because you're looking for, oh, well, I just got this for you. When that's not a relationship. Because a person's presence is supposed to outweigh their presence. So it's not always about what you buying somebody or giving somebody tangibly. It's about you giving yourself, giving them you. See, that's how a connection is established. But most of us be in relationships the whole time with our representative because we looking for what? Convenience. We looking for a transaction here. We go around and we look for people who got shit that we need, that we trying to take from them. And the way we mask it is by saying, oh, well, I'll give you a cookie for it. I'll give you a cookie. That's what we do. What's good, Maybach? That's what we do. Transaction. And this is why on both sides, the men and the women are not happy. We're not happy. You know why? Because both sides feel slighted. Why do both sides feel slighted? Because we're both in it trying to take the most from each other. Which is actually destruction. When you're in a relationship and y'all are in competition trying to see who could take the most, y'all are fucking destroying each other. This is what black people don't realize. This is what we're doing. And then we come back and say, oh, we don't need marriage. Why? Because you don't properly know how to deal with the opposite sex? Because you have an internal problem with yourself that you don't want to admit to? So now you want to just say, oh, fuck all of that. Why? Because it don't work for you and people like you? When deep down inside, since you was a little boy, that's what you wanted. You wanted a wife. You wanted to be married. You wanted to have a bunch of kids in a big ass house. But then you let the world Change your perspective on who you are. You see? This is what we done. You got all these black women running around talking about fuck marriage. These was the same little girls that had baby dolls who was playing house with Ken dolls. Now they saying fuck marriage. How you saying fuck marriage when you had a Ken doll and you played Barbies? Huh? Now we don't need that. Oh, really? Oh, I know why. That's because we are used to being in snatch and grab relationships. This is what it is. This is what it is. Hills in. Appreciate you, family. Shout out to you, cuzzo. Appreciate the super chat. See? You see? Bob says, no, it's more about adjusting to reality. Whose reality, Bob? Whose reality? Who creates you? Who creates your reality? You or someone else? So who reality are you adjusting to? Whose reality you're adjusting to? Who? Who creates your reality? You or someone else? You see? See, because if you want to talk about reality, a lot of this fucked up rhetoric that's being put out by those guys, their reality is fucked up. That's why they're saying what they're saying, because marriage didn't work for them. That's why they're saying this. And they're trying to make that your reality so marriage don't work for you because it didn't work for them. This is what people do who are insecure. They go out and try to make it a world problem. Like, oh, marriage is just fucked up, period. It should have never existed. Why? Because it didn't work for your family? Huh? See, we can't see, that's toxic. And that's a lack of intelligence. Intelligent people don't do stuff like that. We don't make our personal problems a world problem. We don't do that. We don't do that. And then we damn sure don't adhere to it. Because at the end of the day, we know why marriages aren't working today, because there aren't marriages. They're transaction relationships. They're not fucking marriages. These are people who are getting together to save on their bills. It's birthed out of convenience, not a connection. People who are already secure within themselves and what they're doing in life, so they can genuinely have a connection with a person and not be needy. That's why these marriages are falling apart, because people are tired of motherfuckers leeching and latching on to them, because that's what it was birthed out of. And then 10, 15 years later, people wake up and see it. Like, goddamn, I've been married to this goddamn parasite. She's a parasite. She's not assistance to me. She's a fucking jellyfish. She's been sucking the life out of me for the past 10 years. She hasn't helped me build shit. This is what's going on. Because we're allowing people who have a fucked up reality to shape ours. We letting them come on online and say they creating content when they creating conflict in other people's lives by lying to them. You see? You don't let nobody dictate how then you see life. You don't do that because it showed proof in their life. Did it show proof in yours? See, we gotta stop doing this stuff, man. We have to. Thanks, Tanisha. I appreciate the super sticker. Good to see you as well. You see? This is why this is why we're dealing with a lot of mental health issues. You see? Transaction relationships are not marriages. They're not. They're not marriages. And they don't last. Ask all the men who ran through the Kardashians. Do it last? Do it last? Just as fast as y'all was praising Pete Davidson, saying, oh, he took Kanye girl. He was out the goddamn door. Because it was transaction. She used Pete as part of the storyline. It was a game, and he got paid for it. It's a transaction. And you get some free pussy from a Kardashian. Some free garden bag pussy from a Kardashian. Some lawnmower pussy. That's what he got for being part of a hazing tactic on Kanye West. Transaction. Yeah, Pete the man. Y'all thought, see? Because y'all been sold on this idea of a transaction relationship. That this is what relationships is. You see? Pete was out the door. Oh, he got a Kardashian. Oh, he with Kim. Pew! See you later. Get away from me. Here's your check, Pete. Bye. Great acting, by the way, Pete. Transaction. Look at what Chloe does. Chloe used all of these sports guys to promote her brand. Transaction. And she married him. That had to fool the world that she's in love. You see? She followed what Kim did. She followed her sister. See, because before Kim started messing with the rappers and the hip hoppers, she was messing with the sports guys. Y'all remember she was fucking with Reggie Bush. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? That was before Ray J. Remember? Heisman Trophy winner. Reggie Bush. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Forgot about that, didn't you? Before Kanye and, she was messing with the athletes. That's the route Chloe went. Transaction. These are not marriages, guys. Stop thinking that these are marriages. Stop getting together with people out of being needy, out of desperation and thirst, because that is the birth of a transaction relationship. You have to establish a connection with a person. Because this is how shit falls apart so fast. You'll be like, damn, everything was just good and it just went sour so quick. Yeah, because it's based on a transaction. And once y'all both get y'all needs met and y'all just start looking around like, what's next? Nothing. Goodbye. This is what's going on today. Once you go to the ATM and get rubbed on your back and that money come out, and then y'all go and make that transaction, it's like, what you doing later? See how I go? Y'all be wondering like, yo, how this happen? Easy. There's no connection there. There's no connection even trying to be established. But we keep lying and fooling ourselves. But just look at your man right now. Think about why you with your man. Why you been with your husband for 10 years? For what? Why you really with him? Be honest. Why you really with him? Why you really with him? Why you think he really with you? Huh, fellas? Why you really with her? Do you really like her? Because when we talk, you know what it is. You know what you tell the homies. You won't even like her. You can't stand her. And she can't stand you. This is the marriage today. Two motherfuckers who really can't stand one another, but walking around pretending like they building something. True or false? Sound off in the chat room. And then we come online and say, oh, marriages is a thing of the past. No, nigga, you don't know how a marriage is even established. Because you don't even know how a real relationship is established. Because you never even tried to establish one. You thirst bucket. You're too damn thirsty. You and her. Y'all both too goddamn thirsty to establish a real connection. She thirsty, and so are you. And then when you both, when you know how when you're real thirsty, and you get some water and you drink the shit fast, and your stomach fill up, and you like, damn, I ain't even drink that much. Yeah. That's how these relationships be now. Motherfuckers be so thirsty when they get some water. Oh, I'm full. Now the relationship over. You got full in 3 months. You was full. It's over. It's over. In a year, it's over. It's over. You lost the thrill of your marriage 17 years ago. You got full 17 years ago. You wasn't thirsty no more. You weren't thirsty. You had water, you had iced tea. You weren't thirsty. Because that's why you even got with him in the first place, being thirsty. You don't really like him, you just thirsty. You don't really like him. Just thirsty. You know, you're a munch. You're just looking for somebody to munch on. You're a munch. You and her is munching on each other. Thirst. No real connection. Nothing that's the basis that could build a marriage. No. Just two munches. Snatch and grab relationships. Two munches. See? But we want to pretend like it's something else. And then we dishonor people who've been married for 20, 30 years who really are happy, who really love each other. See? This is what we do. Which then shows the world that black people don't want to get their family situation together. They don't want to fix certain issues. See, we got to understand this. When we promote shit like that to the world, which then leads to other people in the world treating us the way they treat us. It's because how we represent ourselves. We're not showing the world we family oriented no more. Because we're getting on the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web. See, I think a lot of you niggas forgot that because you don't have to type in www no more. See, remember when we first got the internet, you had to type in www. You had to type in the whole web address. Remember that part? See, you ain't got to do that no more. So a lot of you niggas forgot that this is the World Wide Web. This shit is going worldwide. And we get up here and say, oh, black people don't need to be married. We get up in front of the world and say, oh, yeah, we don't need to be married. Fuck marriage. But then say, oh, we need generational wealth. How? Without marriage? We need a legacy. We need agency. We need help. You just said, you just told the world on the World Wide Web that black people don't need to fix their family situation. That's what you're saying. Fuck it, just leave it fucked up. Hey, M. Mills. Shout out to Bucket on the check-in. This is what's being said. You got to understand these transaction relationships, they're not marriages. Any dude mess with a Kardashian, he is not in a marriage. That is a transaction relationship. And at the end, the men are going to lose because those women play the game and set themselves up to win. And guess what, guys? This is what most women do. So if you're dealing with a woman on a transaction basis, understand that a lot of times you're going to come out the loser because this is how they're going to set it up. See, this is what just happened with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. You see, you can't listen, guys. You can't get in transaction relationships with these women and expect them to keep it quote unquote real. Okay? You can't get in these transaction relationships and expect these women not to lie, not to manipulate and finesse. Why wouldn't she? That's how she's going to get what she wants. I get what I want. I do what I want. Nigga, you're a munch. You're a transaction. You're a munch. Yo, man, she did all that lying and yeah, you a munch. You a transaction. That's what you are. She know that, and you know that. So don't expect her to keep it real. Don't expect her to hold it down when the police come, Tori. You're in a transaction relationship. She loyal to what, nigga? What's she loyal to? What's she supposed to be loyal to, Tori? Huh? What? You not a real nigga. You there on some Jonathan shit. Transaction. So what's she supposed to do? She's supposed to not to protect. She's not supposed to protect her and her friend. Why she not supposed to protect her and her friend? With your little out of control, fake tough guy trick ass. But what? You ain't nothing but a munch. You wasn't doing nothing but smashing both of them. So who's supposed to protect you? You supposed to protect you. But in transaction relationships, you see where your complaints lie, fellas? Huh? It's because you're getting in transaction relationships expecting loyalty and respect and submission. She only submits to the dollar. She only submits to the transaction. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And y'all are calling this marriages today. This is why y'all saying, oh, marriages is a failed institution. Marriage don't work anymore. And no one wants to get married anymore. Yeah. Because everybody's getting together under false pretenses. Out of two motherfuckers who just don't want to do the necessary work on themselves before they get together. So they want to fake like they got it together. We're a power couple. No, you're not. We're a power couple. No, you're not. You get together under these false pretenses, then y'all come together and start trying to find one another. Oh, I don't remember who this person is. Yeah, you don't. You don't. Because you got caught up in the transaction. Mm-hmm. Yep. See, because a lot of times people begin to fall more in love with the gifts than the gift giver. This is what happens in relationships. This is how you know this is transaction shit going on. Somebody's always feeling unappreciated. This is because it's transaction going on. There's no connection. See, because a man knows when he gives a grateful woman something that she's grateful for. He knows by her response. But see, a lot of us, we don't meet those women, guys. You know why? Because we really don't look for them. We trying to make these halfway heifers right? We trying to make them into good women, and you can't. You can't make a good woman. She has to be one, nigga. Just like she can't make you a good man if you a piece of dog shit in Central Park. She can't make you nothing else. That's who you are. You can't make her a good woman. You can't make her submissive. You can't make her feminine. You can't make her cooperate, nigga. She's showing you who she is. She a halfway heifer. This is a transaction here. This old ATM bitch. That's who this is. This old Motel 6. I'm going to meet you in the back and park. She one of those. You see? See? You got to understand this. It's not a marriage. It's not marriages. These are not even real relationships. They're not even real relationships. They're not. The fuck are y'all relating to? What's on the TV after y'all bust a nut in the hotel room? The fuck are y'all relating to? Huh? It's time to be real. We coming up on 2023. It's time to be real with ourselves, especially when it comes to this relationship shit. You know you ain't getting with that person for no real reason. You know that. Be real. So don't be surprised when shit go another way. Where else it was supposed to go? Where else was it supposed to go? Can y'all tell me? Where else was it supposed to go? Shout out to Zion. He said you cooking, big bro. Salute. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Shout out to Miss Zahara. She says, "Oh, what you have done for me lately, head ass heifers." Right. Right. Shout out to Miss Zahara. Appreciate the super chat, sweetheart. You see? You see? These are not marriages. This is why these quote unquote marriages aren't lasting long, because they're not marriages. These are transaction relationships. It's not built on nothing. It's not built on solid ground. It's not built on a connection. It's not built on an interpersonal connection with a person. It's not built on that. That is what that's what marriages are for. You see? It's bigger than just the tangible stuff. It's bigger than that. Because see, as we know, a lot of us in our family are probably going to be the first generations of wealthy people. A lot of us are only one generation of wealth deep. So if our legacies aren't established in a deep-rooted connection, the next generations will piss the legacy away. And this is what happens in Black families. Because we don't even have enough generations of wealth to sustain a real legacy. You see? Then these kids grow up spoiled and have a little something, and they piss that shit away. They piss it the fuck away. The goddamn legacy is one generation strong. After that, You're back on welfare. Everybody back on welfare. Why? Because there's no connection. This is why I say we got to heal before we build. So we can establish a true connection. We need to reestablish our connection as a family. The basis of family is relationships. There is no strong family if you don't have a strong relationship or connection with the people in your family. If the goddamn relationship with you and your family is transaction, this is why there's no legacy and no true wealth established. Because it got to be bigger than the transaction. It got to be bigger than the prestige and the glory and all of that shit. It got to be bigger than that. See, because when a true legacy is established, every generation has their reign of glory and prestige. So what the fuck are you chasing that for? When you establish legacy, every generation that's in charge will have their reign of that. So what you chasing it for? Why are you trying to corrupt the process of things to get something you're going to fucking get if you do it the right way? We're going to get it anyway. We're going to get the prestige. We're going to have the cars. We're going to have all that shit. The pools in the backyard. We're going to have all of that, nigga. Why you got to kill me for that? I'm not understanding this. Why do we got to get in relationships with people who want to take from us just to get something that we'll have if we did it the right fucking way? Then we all have pools in the backyard. And then you ain't got to be mad because mine's is big, nigga, because you got a big one too. You got a big one too. You got an Olympic-sized pool too, nigga. What you mad at? I got one. You got one. He got one. So when all our kids go to any of our houses, they all could swim in Olympic-sized pools. So nobody feels slighted or nothing. But we got to do it the right way. We got to establish a connection and stop trying to rob and pillage each other like America taught us to do. Because that's what America was built on. Criminality, pillaging. Pillaging. The fucking pilgrims, pillaging. And that's what they taught us to do to each other. So now we think relationships and marriage is irrelevant. That's how we stay savage and barbaric to each other and don't care about each other. That's how. Because we start believing shit like that. Oh, that don't even count. That don't even matter. Yeah, because when we start saying that and we start believing it, we start acting it out. See? See, that's how psychology works. Did you know that? Did you know that? Hit the like button and share the show. That's how the mind works. You keep telling yourself something, eventually you're going to act it out. Oh, marriages ain't shit. Marriages don't work. Relationships ain't shit. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to keep attracting demons to prove to you, hey, yeah, you're not deserving of a good woman because you keep telling yourself that, nigga. See that? And the system programmed us to do this. This is why we treat each other like this, so we can use each other as the litmus test or as the example to say why it don't work. See? See what they do? You see what happens? And then, and then what? And then what? Then what? Then we sitting back like, what do we do? How do we get out of this? Yeah, that's what we do. MR, salute. Appreciate the super sticker, bro. What's up, D-Lace? See? That's how this happens. You see? See, America is the biggest trick, the biggest John. You see? Why do you think everybody wants to come here? It's the biggest trick. That's what this is about. So it teaches the people here, the men and the women, to prostitute themselves and to John themselves out. A transaction relationship is when you're dealing with prostitution. And you got people saying today that the majority of these relationships are like prostitution. What? They made you believe that? You believe that? So that means every time you decide to get in a relationship, you feel like a trick because you believe that every relationship is transactional. So you can never be happy. You robbing yourself of happiness as a man. This is what you're doing. Because you telling yourself, I'm a trick. I'm a trick. I can't get a woman unless I pay for her. I'm a trick because this is what women do. This is how women are. No. You believe some other trick nigga. That's what you did. That's what you did. And now you approach relationships with women like they prostitutes. Now you have this fucked up train of thought when you approaching women, when you're talking to women, because you have this preconceived notion that relationships are transaction. See this? What's up, Nadia? Good to see you. You see? You already coming with it. This is what guys are doing. And the women are doing it on the flip side. Well, I already know he gonna want some ass, so I'ma tell him it's $200. You see? You see? I know he gonna want some ass, but what happens when he don't? What happens if he don't want no ass the first time y'all meet up? What happens if he don't want none? Hmm? Huh? Hmm? Then what? I know what y'all gonna say. Is he gay? He probably gay. No, he probably want to establish a connection with you. He probably like you. That's why he ain't rushing to fuck you. Did you ever think about that? No, because you don't think like that about yourself. Because you believe society, where society tells you that men only look at you as a sexual object. So when the man sees you outside of your vagina, you think he gay. You think something wrong with him. Because you don't see yourself more than what society tells you. So you continue to put yourself around men who see you as a transaction because you see yourself as one. See how I go? See how I work on both sides? You keep attracting these trick niggas to yourself who want to just pay you for some ass. Because that's how you see yourself. And then when you attract something different, you repel it. You repel it. Because you don't know how to deal with that. See? These transaction relationships, they're not marriages. So stop running around here saying, oh, relationships are done, marriage is over, you know, that dumb shit. Stop saying that shit. Because it's foolish. It's foolish. At the end of the day, be real with yourself. Do you really want a wife? Do you really want a husband? How? When you always at Club Live, that's where you gonna find your husband at? You gonna find your husband in Club Live, right? While he popping bottles in VIP, that's where you want to find your husband at, right? And he gonna drop ship some dick and leave you. Because you met him in Club Live. Yeah. You only live once. Goodbye. Think you think you're gonna find your wife at Strokers, nigga? Huh? That's where you're gonna find your wife at, right? Cash out, nigga. Thank you. Come again. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Calling these transaction relationships marriages. Oh, Chloe was married to Lamar Odom. Chloe was married to Tristan. Khloe Kardashian wasn't married to nobody. Just like her mama wasn't married to nobody. You see? Kardashians don't marry nobody. It's a transaction. It's no marriage. It's a transaction. Cash out. Hit that. Send me that wire, nigga. Mm-hmm. Yep. You gotta understand this, fellas. Stop running around here putting yourselves in predicaments with your mouth. Oh, relationships is transaction. And then you come back online crying about this woman taking you for your money. If you believe that relationships are transaction, then why are you crying about this woman taking you to the bank? Why? Why are you mad because she cleared you out? Was she supposed to respect you? She was supposed to respect that you worked hard for your money? Is that what you're saying? None of that shit matters in a transaction. No one cares. A prostitute doesn't care where you work and how hard you work and how long you work. And it's this price. Okay? If you want to see me again, it's going to be this. So how are you guys putting yourselves in these predicaments and then complaining about getting taken to the bank? But you said relationships are transactions. She got all her motherfucking transactions out of you. What's the problem? Because you know that relationships aren't transactions. You know that. You know that. And you women know the same thing. This is why you having OnlyFans, you're still going to have to go get a job now. It ain't working no more. You living off that little dirty Diana, it's not working. You can't just get on camera squirting everywhere and you're going to get your bills paid. Them days are over. This is why y'all are mad. We need to marry these niggas. Yeah. Because they ain't sitting there tricking for 15, 20 years while you lay up and give head no more. This is why you see the old halfway heifers back at work. You know, Vivica Fox, she still got to work. Lisa Ray still got to work. All these old halfway heifers. See? Because the transaction is coming back void. Void. Declined. Try again. You can't pay with no head no more. Declined. Your throat blew out. Don't work no more, Vivica. Your throat is blew out. Your trachea is gone. It's gone. Bye. Gone. See you later. Lisa Ray, come on. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. So this should tell black men and black women. We gotta reestablish a connection. And the way that we do that first is we gotta heal. You gotta heal. We gotta get all the arguing, all of the gunk. That's the gunk. The arguing, all of the trauma, the you didn't do this for me, you wasn't there. We gotta get all of that shit out first. The gunk, that black shit that come up, that's at the bottom. We gotta get that out before we talk about a marriage. You ain't even got a solid relationship with your family. And then you bringing this other toxic motherfucker around your family. We got to start thinking about this, people. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to y'all. I'm going to read some of y'all comments while y'all hit the like button and share the show. Hit the like button and share the show, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Yeah, that trachea lining is all done. Yup. That shit disappeared. J Real 24, salute. Thanks, Nadia. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Nadia. Shout out to everybody in the building. Salute to all the visionaries. I appreciate that, MR. Appreciate that. Raven says, yup, a lot of men only think women want them for money or resources and not want them because we just like them for who they are. Yup, that's a fact. It's a fact, Miss Raven. Bucket says, it is what it is, and that's the way it's going to be. He needs to debate Coach Greg who's speaking this. Who Greg Adams you talking about? That's who you talking about, J Real 24? Definitely, but definitely we don't do no debates. We definitely don't do that. That's childish. That's for entertainment purposes. Yeah, yeah, we don't do no debates, man. We don't do no debates. A lot of that stuff is for entertainment purposes, you know. A lot of these guys are not gonna just be honest and transparent as other guys. That's what a lot of you brothers got to understand. It's not about picking and choosing, who you're gonna support. I don't, even though I feel the way I feel about guys and I say the way I feel on my platform about these charlatans, I don't never tell you guys to not support them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they got their purpose for being here too. You know, I just call them out on what they do because we're in the same arena. You know what I'm saying? So I could do that. We're all content creators, so I could do that. But at the end of the day, I'm not with all of that. I'm not with all of that because a lot of these men, they get up here and they preaching false shit to other guys. They're not living like that in real life. A lot of these guys are laid up under some woman and letting them control their life. And they getting up here telling y'all some other shit. It's a lie. A lot of these guys are running YouTube channels for their women. This is how they go taking their girls on vacations and shit like that. Getting up here, getting money from y'all. This is what they doing. Buying cars, all that shit. Lying to y'all. Telling y'all not to be in relationships and shit. And they in whole relationships. Married and all that type of shit. I'm just not into that personally. I'm just not into that personally. You know? I'm not into that. If I want to get my money a dishonest way, I won't be on the internet doing it. You feel me? That's me. That's not everybody else. That's me. So it is what it is. You know? I just can't get my money like that. Like just sitting up here lying in other grown men faces and misleading them and then asking for their money and all. I just can't do it. It's a moral thing for me. It's about having integrity for me. So shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to you, Zion. Respect, man. I appreciate that. No doubt, J Real. Respect to you too. Salute. That's right, Not. You already know that. You already know, Miss Lady. You already know. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I appreciate all the love and the support. If you would like to donate to the show monetarily, Cash App $Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Cash App $Sheep Stay Sleep TV is where y'all can go for all monetary donations. If you did hit the super chat, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thanks, Ms. Richardson. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thanks for coming through. If you hit the Cash App, I appreciate that as well. I appreciate all monetary donations. Most importantly, I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all being here. So make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to all the new supporters, all the new members. Welcome. Salute to y'all. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We will be back tomorrow. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to all the visionaries once again. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, y'all, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.